Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Living Well or Trying to. I'm your host, Janet. Today's episode is about helping women level up. My guest caught my attention because of her mission to upend and challenge the beauty industry, one that is powered by women but led by men. Even though women create, buy, and shape this industry, most leadership roles in beauty brands and agencies are still held by men. I am also really drawn to her perspective on beauty in general, which is that it's ultimately about self-love and confidence. In her words, when you look good, you feel good. And that confidence transforms how you show up in your career and life. It's not just about appearance, it's about feeling empowered to take risks, own your space, and lead with conviction. Sora Lee is a former Meta, Netflix, and TikTok marketing exec. And you might also recognize her from Netflix's Love After Divorce, where she honestly stole the show. She is also the founder, CEO of Curated Agency, where she now focuses her efforts on advocating for women's empowerment. And she is the founder and CEO of Hustle and Heart, a wellness brand starting with her strawberry vegan collagen jelly, which I have here. I want to hold it up. Here we go. Yes. Thank you so much for being here, Sora. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here. It's such a beautiful space.
Yeah. And you are here in town for KCON, is that right?
Yeah.
So it must be a busy week for you.
I'm so tired.
Yeah. I appreciate you for taking the time to come on
I'm
here.
glad our schedules worked out.
Yeah. So before we get into kind of some of the questions I want to ask you, I'm curious if there's a wellness practice that you're really into at the moment.
I'm really trying hard to not drink coffee first thing I wake up.
Yeah.
But I did it again today.
Yeah.
It's just I keep doing it and I'm just like, it's probably not good for me. Also like cold plunging into ice water in the morning.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like when I'm in LA, I'm obviously eating a lot of Korean food with all the sodium and my face gets kind of puffy in the morning.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to, reduce the inflammation and I like dunk my face into ice water this morning.
Oh, how was that experience?
So it does help control the 붓기 a little bit. And I drink this like pumpkin red bean tea that helps with the inflammation. Also ice Americano also helps. So
Ice Americano. Okay, that's
all
a
these
good
things,
tip.
to reduce the face
the
puffiness. Yeah.
Okay. I did try dunking my face in the ice water. I found like sometimes it's a little like too much for me. I don't know. I think I kind of like panicked a little bit. And so I started moving to just using like cold, either like gua sha or like face rollers. But that's maybe I can work my way up to the ice dunking.
You need to have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Figuratively and physically.
Yes, that's a really good metaphor for life. Well, I want to start by talking about your career because your resume is stacked. I mean, you worked at Meta, you worked at TikTok, you worked at Netflix, and these are some of the biggest like tech companies in the world. And now you run your own agency. I'm curious what that experience has been like going from big tech to like entrepreneurship essentially.
It's been so fun. Like as I gotten older, I have less tolerance for working with idiots.
Nice.
Or mediocre people. And with my company, I can let them go.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing you could do for them actually, so they can find something that's more aligned with their passion and skills and interest, as well as people on my team, because I want them to have the experience of working with the best.
Yeah.
Which is something I definitely got at Netflix years ago. I don't know if it's still the case, but I haven't felt that way for a couple of years.
Wow.
So I really miss that feeling of like going where I think we should be going, as opposed to like writing stupid strategy documents that you spend weeks writing and like
kind of for
like they should know this already.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's like the biggest kind of change for you from working in big tech versus for yourself?
That's one. I think another thing is like I am figuring out all these like bookkeeping,
all the details of
all
things
the
you didn't
like
have to do
S
before.
corp, Delaware C corp, like all these things, and now I'm trying to import stuff. Like you need to have like bunch of documents. At first, I was like, oh, I don't want to do any of this. But then recently, I switched my thinking into, okay, this is a new field that I don't know how to do, and it would be fun to learn how to do that. And like, let's try to make it fun. But also, I'm trying to outsource as much as possible.
Yeah, that's a good mindset shift. But I think what you're saying about outsourcing, that's actually something I'm curious about. Like, how big is your team, and like, how are you building your team as you're kind of, figuring this out?
Yeah, so honestly, my agency first started as I just wanted a side hustle so I can like buy some shoes and bags here and there.
Yeah.
And it just got like so much bigger. I just finished 1 year
Yeah.
anniversary. We started around KCON last year.
Oh, wow.
So this is my agency's second KCON. Last year, the KCON was our first campaign ever.
Yeah.
And we already did 7 figures.
Amazing.
I have 10 employees in Korea and in the US, like all over the US. Yeah, that's been a journey. But
Yeah.
I think I'm really lucky in that a lot of women want to work with me. So I've had some people who reach out. Like, it was a cold email, like totally cold email. And like they're very passionate about beauty. They're going to McKinsey full time starting October, but is there something we can work together on? So we worked together since like Q1 of this year, and she's been the best thing that happened. And yeah, it's pretty fluid because I really want to find opportunities where people can lean into their strengths and get the experiences they want. Because yes, you get paid from your job, but there's more an employer can give you in terms of experiences or skill sets you want to get. Which you can't just buy with money.
Yeah.
So I'm always asking, like, what experiences do you want to get out of this job?
So most of your team, they already have like full-time jobs and they work with you kind of as like a contractor or like after hours?
We have full-time employees as well as contractors.
Okay.
Because I don't have, it's like, I'm a total P. It's stressful for me to think about, like, what if like they put 100% of their hours and I'm not generating enough income for them? That's stressful for me.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, I think I'm getting more and more comfortable having more full-time employees.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, this is like kind of the 1 year mark or 1 year birthday. But thinking back again to your experience prior to founding your own agency, just working in big tech, as a Korean American woman in Silicon Valley, I know you've shared a lot about this on, a lot of your platform and other platforms, but I'd love if you can just share with some of the listeners about what that experience was like, being a woman, being Asian American, in Silicon Valley, and how that might differ now that you work for yourself and in an industry that's focused for women and mostly cross-cultural women as well, right?
Yeah. You have a choice, right? I think when you are different from the rest of like what successful people look like, you have a choice to either be more like them or lean into your difference. So in my case, I've always been kind of loud and very opinionated. In Korea, they kind of hate that. There's like a saying that the nail that's like in the way gets like smashed down type of thing.
Oh, so the louder you are, the more you're going to be like suppressed or
yeah, and I hated that. It's like, I do think this is a stupid idea. Why are we doing it? Like, that's kind of how my personality has always been, because I always want to look for the most optimal setup for everyone or the most number of people. But when I came to the US, like, I loved it. Like, people like having different opinions and like diversity, all of that, like, that was fine. And at Netflix, having opinions is actually a very good thing. Like, we would have a meeting with Todd Yellen, like the former CPO or VPO product guy. He would be like, if you haven't said anything in this meeting, please don't bother coming next week, because we are not paying you all that money to sit there and observe. Which I loved and thrived. And then I think when I moved over to Meta, which is more like kumbaya, we love each other. So a lot of, I was spending like hundreds of millions of dollars into ads. But like, if I ask people, do you remember any ad from Facebook at the time? And people would be like, no, because all our ads are boring, because we end up building the ads for product execs, not our consumers. So the ad ends up being super boring. Like, they are like overly vanilla. Like, they don't want to offend anybody. They don't have they don't take a stance, because we produce ads that optimize executives getting promoted than like actually promoting the product, if that makes sense. So, but also, like, I worked in entertainment, which is very like white and not as Asian. And there's a lot of strong personalities there. And I noticed that if you stay quiet, like, no one sees you. You don't understand. Like, they don't see how hard you're working. And I think as Asians, I feel like we talk about this all. Like, we just like, work quietly and like deliver results and assume that people would see you, and that's totally not the case, because everyone's busy and everyone's fighting for their own lives. And unless you make it very easy for them, like, this is what I've done, this is my value prop, and I need you to sell me in this way at calibration or at promotion, or at like in a room where your promotion decisions are made,
Yeah.
like it's very hard for someone to sell you. So how do you make it easy for them? There's also the perception. I've actually had the hardest time working with white women.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
And I think studies have shown that women are less likely to promote women because they don't want to be seen biased.
Oh, okay. I was like, is it like a jealousy thing, competition? But it's interesting
No,
that
I
they
think-
don't, they want to seem like they're fair and they're not giving favors. Is that kind of?
Yeah, and I honestly think that I was also in marketing, so keep that in mind. I'd never
Yeah.
worked in product or engineering, but if you think about Asian women who are at these big tech jobs, a lot
Yeah.
of them went to like Berkeley or Ivy League, and they hustle their way there.
Yeah.
And they probably grew up seeing their parents hustle,
Yeah.
right? So we by nature, we're very like not aggressive, but like we work so hard.
Yeah.
And then when we are there, of course, we deserve these things because we are hustling hard. We're just
Yeah.
not as good at talking. Because again, like if you're comparing us, like I'm very overgeneralizing right now
Yeah.
versus like people who grew up with parents who are lawyers and doctors.
Right.
They're going to be better at bullshitting
Yeah.
and politicking.
Yeah.
Because literally, like, not me, but like your parents might have worked at a laundromat. Like, how would they be able to tell you, oh, you need to like maneuver this way?
Right.
But we don't have that advantage.
Right.
So like we might not be as good at these things that are not taught in books.
Yes,
You only
yeah.
learn that by having strong mentors who can actually tell you like an onni, like honestly like pull you aside and
Yeah.
like this is why you're not getting promoted. That you wouldn't know unless someone actually told you and cared about you enough to tell you that. I don't know, I just had bad experience with the white women managers.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they got there by being nice,
yeah.
not offending anyone. And
And you don't think that works for someone like us, right?
yeah, and like they
Yeah.
don't understand why I want to promo like so fast. Like I want all these things. And I'm also telling you, I'm going to put in the work and give me what
Yeah.
I needed to get there. Sometimes I think to them, oh, you're not ready. But I'm like, I don't know. I think there's a tension because I think
Yeah.
they want us to be more like submissive and like be members
see, I
of
see.
geisha. Like,
Yeah,
but when I'm different and people that I've seen at these tech companies, like they're a little bit different. Like they are really good at what they do, charismatic. And I think that doesn't vibe well
Right.
for some people who got there a little bit easier,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I feel like definitely this, like you having been in the industries and the roles that you've been in, you are definitely someone who like hustles and knows how to work hard. And it's interesting to hear you say like you figured out what works for you in these settings, whether it's in big tech or as an entrepreneur, that like tenacity and that drive and that like being really vocal and sharing a different perspective is what gets you places and what works for you. And I really like that. I think that's like a really good like message to send to women out there, whether you're Asian or not. You know, I think that that's like it's a really powerful message. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm curious because you have been in all these really interesting careers and workspaces and worked on some really big projects and just so many different things.
Yeah.
You're obviously a hustler. I'm curious, like, what is the most outrageous thing you've ever done to like either meet a deadline or to make a project, like to sign a project or to carry it through to execution? Like, I'm sure you have probably some stories, but
You know, I used to do this. Like we have so many meetings throughout the week.
yeah.
And I used to carve out several hours on a Monday or like on a Friday and just pop an Adderall and just get everything done in the whole day. And then I do Pomodoro technique where I listen to like I have a timer for 25 minutes. I time box. I need this strategy doc be done by this time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm so productive. So I'm doing like 2 weeks worth of like writing and deep thinking type of work.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is like PC. So that's one. Another story, maybe this is the one that gets aired. When I was at Netflix, I was helping them launch in Korea, even though it was not
Wait, sorry,
my
could
job.
I ask a side question and maybe we can edit this out? But is like Adderall and maybe even like cocaine, I don't know, other thing, like is that really common in like the big tech industry or like the big companies?
Cocaine, I don't know anyone. I haven't seen anyone who does cocaine.
Yeah.
But
Like Adderall?
weed is pretty common. I think Adderall's common actually, but like you wouldn't tell people that you're not really friends with.
Because I was like, Adderall would make you more like productive. Weed kind of would like, I guess,
Weed is
to
like
decompress.
weekend thing. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
always have those people who go to Burning Man and stuff in
Yeah.
tech. That's more their thing.
Yeah.
Or mushroom. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. I just don't even have the energy to figure out how to get prescription.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's like a self barrier. But like I try to use all the tricks that help ADHD people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
have time box or tie like have a music set that you listen to when you're in a productive mode. Like I listen to
Oh.
Succession soundtrack.
Oh,
Like
that's a
when I
good one.
need to
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's
do a
really
lot of
dramatic.
deep work.
Yeah.
Or I know that if I have a meeting and then take a 30-minute break, it's for me it's a waste of time. So I'd rather just have a really long uninterrupted time. I need that.
Okay. So your work method is like lock in for maybe like a day or two and just go and accomplish everything.
Yeah, and I try to group all my meetings next to each other.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Was there any particular project that you remember being like super intense and you were like, I don't know if I'm going to make it or if we're going to be able to deliver, and then it ended up being, great.
So I never think that because a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff we're doing in tech, like no one has done it before.
Mm,
And it's also about how you spin it.
yeah.
If some people are very good at spinning, and there are times where like, what? Like that campaign was a total shit show and it was a total failure.
But they can
And
storytell
somehow
it.
they're like, we learned so much from this campaign. I'm like, you didn't need to learn that ad's ugly. Like I could have told you that before you spend millions of dollars. But like, good for you. Like something I realized, there's no point in just being jealous or being upset. Just be like, there's a reason this woman's here. There's a reason this woman is getting promoted because she's good at bullshitting. She's very good at packaging things and turning it into her win.
Yeah.
Like the same woman overspent in a campaign like by $500,000 in Australia because she put the campaign budget as her daily budget. And she said, we were able to test our limit.
Ah, that's interesting. So it
Like
is
at what frequency?
Yeah.
Like can we like what? Like
So it's like oftentimes, and this is something that I saw during my time in corporate America as well. Oftentimes it is how you spin the story of why you're doing what you're doing, whether that's to try to sell and even get a project like greenlit, or if it's to try to like convince people that it was a good outcome. Yeah, oftentimes it really is just about like how well can you spin it into a positive thing, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. But
also often like calling out as a failure doesn't give you any benefit.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
So learning to see that as just kind of the way things work, and then how do you adapt yourself to that?
Yeah.
I'm curious though. So like we've talked a lot about like your time in big tech, but then with your time in your own agency in the last year, has there been like a really intense project or event? I'd love to hear, any stories that you might have there.
So we did Tony Awards.
Oh, the Tony Awards.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like a big thing.
The whole thing started because I broke up with my boyfriend a few months ago.
Oh.
And I'm like, I need to find the good-looking rich man for myself.
Yeah.
So let's go find events to sponsor.
Yeah.
And we like looked at the calendar and we started looking, okay, Tony Awards coming. And like if we want to do all of EGOT, Tony Awards is probably a good one to start. And we started talking to them and we put together a package and we were able to sell it to one of the brands that we partner with.
Yeah.
And that was a huge success, but like a lot happening,
Yeah.
you know? And it's
It's
like
like
the
the
big
first
league.
time you're doing something like that,
Yeah,
right?
so it was the first time a Korean beauty brand sponsored Tony Awards in the history and official beauty sponsor. And
amazing.
we worked with like Cynthia Erivo and Leah Michelle to generate a lot of press as well.
Yeah.
I think it was a huge success. Originally, they didn't want us to use a claw machine because they're like, this is a very highbrow event.
Yeah.
But we were like, what if you put in Labubus in the claw machine?
Yeah.
And the lady who's running the production was like, oh my God, I love Labubus. Okay, let me see what I can do to get this approved. And like, we got that approved.
Amazing.
So, but the weekend of, it was crazy because there was a Puerto Rico festival going on. And getting to Koreatown to get my hair and makeup done.
Yeah.
I was waiting for an Uber for like an hour. And then at the same time, this is not really work related. My employee left her Bottega Veneta purse in the Uber.
Oh, gosh.
The couple days before.
Yeah.
And someone who got in the Uber after her found the bag and she called me from the hotel saying, I'm here. I want money.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I see your passport. I send that. So like, this is all happening right before Tony Awards where I need to like go get my hair and makeup done.
Yeah.
And I have a design intern right now.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet her for an interview. And because I'm busy, I was going to have her meet me at the hair and makeup salon.
Right.
Which I was able to, I figured out I should just walk through the subway and then take the subway.
Instead of like
I
going
could
through
have
the
walked there
streets.
in 25 minutes. It's like I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
care about the geography. So like
Right,
I could have totally walked there and gotten there. I just like was like, I need to wait for my Uber. So stupid. But I got there super late, like sweaty. Okay, just do what you can. But I also need to go iron my dress. And like, you're hired. I'm really sorry, but can you like take a subway back to my hotel?
Yeah, yeah.
And start ironing my dress, even though we just met. So she ironed my dress. And since I haven't taken the subway since like, I don't know, college or college tour in high school, can you tell me, like send me pictures of how I can get to the subway to get to my hotel?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was able to just follow her direction.
Like, I feel like everything you're sharing is kind of a behind the scenes of what it's really like when you have to do these big fancy galas or events, right?
Yeah.
Because like your company is, you know, if you're landing this partnership, there is so much that goes on work-wise behind the scenes in the planning, in the pitching of the idea, getting an institution that is that like perhaps like conservative and old school and prestigious, like to agree on something that is a little bit different than what they usually would do. But then there's the reality of like, yes, you are doing all the operations and the planning and the strategy, but you're also having to be the face. So the day of the event, you have to go like figure out the right outfit and do all the hair and makeup. And that can get really, really stressful, right? Like to have to do that on top of like being aware of like what's happening with the planning that's happening for the day of the event.
Yeah, because I flew 2 of my employees to New York and they were actually at the event. So like I can't ask them to go iron my dress.
Yeah, yeah.
And I found this new resource, my design intern now.
Yeah.
And like I'm really sorry. Like I hate being those like old boss who's like, go get me a coffee. Like I don't want to do that. Yeah. But like I really need your help.
But I really needed the yeah.
So she helped me. And then I was like a mom to all the influencers that we took to the event.
Yeah.
Like in my purse, we had like Zyn, like ZYN, like the chewing tobacco. I had like 3 passports because, you know, you need IDs. And I was like, I have a tiny purse. And it's like I had all this stuff and it was just funny to me.
Well, it sounds like it was an amazing experience. I want to talk about another amazing experience you've had, which is being on the show Love After Divorce. I think there was a comment that someone had said that you made where you felt like maybe one of the reasons why you delayed getting a divorce was this kind of sense of fear that you wouldn't find someone else who would be a good fit or who would be maybe good enough. And I want you to talk a little bit about that because I think your perspective as a woman on romantic relationships and dating is really interesting and really empowering.
Dating is so hard.
Yeah.
Especially for women like us.
Yeah.
Like, not to sound cocky, but like we're pretty. We have it together. We have our money. We have our jobs. And we take care of ourselves. Like we work out. We do all this skincare stuff. Like we take good care of ourselves as well as those around us. Friends, family, we send them flowers. Like we are good at a lot of things. And there are just not enough guys who match that level of confidence or competence.
Yeah, yeah.
Being thoughtful, being like financially successful, emotionally mature. Like there's just way fewer men. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not talking shit about men as a whole species, but you know, there's like a saying that an average woman is a top tier man. And it's just like numbers wise.
I feel like I read all these articles around how people are saying generally in society right now, there is that discrepancy where a lot of women are for the first time in a long time or ever like earning enough money and have enough of everything like you said together where like the value or the use of a man in her life is like not quite there anymore, right? Or like not in the same way.
Yeah.
And that for various reasons maybe guys are just, I don't know. I don't want to like get hate comments, but
it's fine.
But at the same time,
like, get it together instead of spending the time writing hate comments, get it together.
Yeah. I mean, what do you say to, so here's something like as someone who is dating, like I try to strike that balance between being like very self-aware of like, yeah, I have a lot to bring to the table and I should have high expectations. But then also like, if my goal is to like want to get married and have kids, like what is the right amount of like picky to be, I guess?
So I think it comes from a sense of so to be fair, I already have a child. Like I got married when I was 25. I had my son when I was 29.
Yeah.
So I already got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Not saying everyone needs to have a child, but there's a lot of technologies out there where you can have a child later in the in your life.
Yeah.
Like freeze your eggs. Like I have like 30 eggs frozen if I want to have more children down the
Yeah.
line. But like I see so many women in their late 20s and like my boyfriend's okay, but like I really want a child. Like why are you doing that? Like can you imagine raising a family and you're gonna go through much more difficult situations?
Yeah.
Can you lean on this person to like go through life with you?
Yeah.
And because of that time element, a lot of women make suboptimal choices. And
Yeah.
but now that pressure is a little bit alleviated because
Right.
of the technologies we have.
Yeah.
Like I've recently done 2 rounds of egg freezing. So like I've documented all that. Like it's not hard.
Yeah.
Do it. Like do it tomorrow. Like figure it out
Yeah.
tomorrow. But because I think when I was married, I see all my like good looking, successful, kind, fun, thoughtful girlfriends like having a really difficult time dating.
Yeah.
All these like broke boys texting you at 11, like what you
Yeah,
doing,
yeah.
like really low effort men. And I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know, and it didn't look like the grass was greener. But I think one thing to think about is the alternative is actually being at peace with yourself. So like you don't need a man unless they're adding value and actively making your life better. Especially if you are making money and you have your own life, you really don't need them.
Yeah.
Unless they're adding value.
Yeah.
Like you do not need another project. You do not need a man that you need to mother. Like you don't really need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like your experience, I mean, obviously like your experience on Love After Divorce, like you shared your previous like history, but after that show, how do you feel like your perspective on like seeking partnerships and what you're looking for in a man, if you are looking for something in a man, like how has that changed?
I think, to be honest, even like 2 to 3 years ago, I think I was rushing to be married again and have another child because my son keeps asking for a sister.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be able to give that to him because I love having a sister. And I grew up in like that environment where it was so fun, like having someone to play with all the time. Like I really love that. And even now, like she's super helpful. And I wanted him to have that. But now that he's 6, even if I got pregnant today, they would be like 7, 8 years different. So like at this point, 8 years difference, 10 years different, 12 years difference, like it doesn't really make a difference at this point. So that pressure is gone.
Yeah.
But I should have thought about this sooner. I feel like I wasted like 3 years of my life on somebody who was never gonna be at my level, which I knew actually from day one.
Yeah.
When I talk to girlfriends, the red flags they saw on their first date, that's usually the reason that they break up after wasting precious years.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, but our years are more precious, especially when we're younger, because guys can get people pregnant like I don't know until the day they die. Or I don't know. They do not have the time pressure. But if we wanted to start a family, like we are on a timeline. So please cut the loss. There's something called sunk cost fallacy. So a lot of people are like, but I've been with him forever. He's my best friend. Like, yeah, but if you don't trust him to make decisions for us and lead and protect, then there's really no reason to continue. So cut the loss, find somebody else, or by being by yourself is totally fine too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very powerful message. I really like that. Thank you for sharing. I'm curious now specifically about your experience on the show of Love After Divorce. Obviously, whenever it's like produced and edited, it's shown in a certain way. Is there anything you'd want to share with people, with the public, that you feel like maybe when you reflect back on your experience in hindsight wasn't fully captured accurately, or things that you wish people better understood?
So there was a scene where I'm like practicing the basketball because I hate wasting time, and we were waiting for our like cars to arrive. So I just wanted to utilize that time.
Yeah.
So I was practicing, and I did make it a couple times.
Yeah.
But then they made it seem like I never made any of them.
Oh.
It's kind of a joke, but I think I think.
Is it because they're trying to paint you in a certain way? Like,
yeah, but I was very emotional. So like I cried for like over an hour when we were doing the confessional.
Yeah.
Not because, oh my God, I'm so in love with this person, but more because I work so hard I've worked so hard in my life in every aspect.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this is a competition. I had the worst divorce. And why am I not getting picked here? That's kind of how I was thinking about it. But now that I'm a few years older and more mature, I think.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Living Well or Trying to. If you don't already, please follow or subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever it is that you get your podcasts. It means so much to me that my new episodes will just pop up in your feed. And if you like what you're hearing and seeing, please leave a rating and review. It means so much for a small content creator like myself in this world that is so saturated now to be able to have some feedback from all of you. As always, I so appreciate you. Thank you for lending me your ears, your eyes, your presence, and your attention, especially in today's world when there are so many other places that you could be giving it to. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I hope to catch you on another episode.